Sorry, I didn't see their particles. I was just drinking some tea and that, thinking about what happened. And the wedding, you know, there's a lot happened, I guess, to say. But that's okay. It happens, I guess, at times. Stuff doesn't go exactly to plan. But I do wish it went a bit better. But Jay and Sky still got married in the end, so I guess it's okay. But I thought, Particles, me and you could have time. It's just the two of us. No one else is about, so I thought we could go on an adventure together. But let us head out, Particles. Onwards, I guess.
One eternity later.
Quite a few people know where I live now, so I mean... that's something. But it's not the worst. It means kinda no one's got a reason to not come to my island now, I guess. Oh, there's a beehive! Oh. Do I go over to that building that looks very abandoned? I think I should. I don't know how abandoned it is though. It looks very, very old. There's all little holes in the roof. We get a... I can't... I think we're gonna have to get closer. Yeah, I'm wondering that too, Particles, of what it is. Let's just swim over. Not be the best, option. There's no point in putting the boat down. Don't let us, just in case, you never know if there's something could be in it, or someone. I don't know if someone's in there. Or not. Which I'll be safe than sorry. It doesn't mean I'm gonna attack anybody, it just means I'm being wary. More than anything. Hello? Very... elven-like. A lot of walls like the elves do. Very old. There's no door. Is this class as breaking and entry if there's not a door? Like, there's half a door. But there's not a full door. So I mean... I don't think... It does look abandoned. In we go. Well, you suggest as well. There's a lot of cobwebs there. I'd rather not, like... It is really broken. And damaged. Do you think we'd be able to try and build it up a bit more? Restore it, I guess, Particles? I want to search the whole floor first. Just in case. Try and see if there's anything to explain what it is, or whose it was, who lived here, if anyone lived here, or what this place was. Very... yeah, you never been too careful. Just want me, you know, do this, nothing can sneak up on me. No, it's very... elven culture. Elven culture. Elusive and private in nature, elven culture has never been widely known to those living beyond their great kingdoms of quartz and lush forests. This was an an elven place house. However, in recent years, many have sought out the wonders of the overworld beyond their homes, wanting to learn of other beings living alongside them and form better communication between races. With this goal in mind, it only makes sense to exchange the knowledge of others with our own. As such, this book serves as the start of a series depicting a basic yet comprehensive insight on the elves for other races, starting with our culture. It is said that the elves were one of the first immortal beings, the great god of creation known as to be brought to life. There are 3 major elven kingdoms: Vanya, Noldor, Teleri is the smallest of the 3 kingdoms, but also the first to form. It is most well known for the arts, as most aspiring poets, singers and musicians, actors and artists find success within its walls. Despite this reputation, Vanya is also the home of some of the most proficient spear users in the world, and not weak by any means. The Noldor are the most knowledgeable of the clans, valuing wisdom over all elves and having a strong desire to learn all they can. They focus on learning and teaching, with many schools and academies being present in their lands, making it the perfect place for scholars and linguists to thrive. Noldor is known for its vast crystal industry, which greatly influences their architecture, economy and weaponry. So this was one of maybe the 3 lands, or I guess maybe some of elves that explored outside of the 3 main kingdoms. Noldor's soldiers are well known for wielding shields and swords and forged for crystals. It's the largest elven kingdom and also last to form. Located next to Priestess Ocean, it is the central trading hub of the elves. Their markets are known to be bursting with products beyond one's imaginations. The streets are a melting pot of elven culture and people hospitable to a fault. The Teleri are also the strongest of the 3 kingdoms, housing some of the most formidable warriors in the land, as well as the toughest archers and mages in elven history. Each elf settlement, race and caste have slightly different cultures and perspectives on the world. However, some things remain the same among them all. Our ancestors first took a sight of the stars above. The first thing they heard was the water, and they first took refuge within the trees. This is why elven structures tend to be so tall, seeking to touch the stars and learn their secrets, and why most settlements reside in the forest not far from the source of water. They believe in natural talents, following one's passion and taking pride in their innate skills wherever they may be. Many elves believe the night sky to be an afterlife, with each star representing a soul watching over the mortal plane they left behind, whilst others think it is a void, like the deepest, darkest ocean. Regardless of their belief, however, their immortality keeps most complacent with the unknown. So, there's 3 big, I say big, kingdoms, but some elves may wandered out more, maybe like the people here, the elves here. They might have done that. And they're all known for different things. Yeah. There's only one mentioned in the library. I don't know if to share. Like, I know it says it wants to be shared, but I'm not sure. That's the thing. I hope they still exist. We can get up that way. Let's see if we can get up this way, just in case. If we can get up both ways, I'd rather not. Okay, this one's fully built. That one you have to jump. Yeah. So this is just as broken. It is a good question to ask if some of these places still exist. There's a chest that I'm just gonna check. There's nothing here. I hope these kingdoms haven't fallen. If they had some of the best warriors in some of these kingdoms, I wouldn't understand how they fell. Oh. They might have been on the way they fell. I hope it's not what I think it's going to be. Yeah. Around the valley, it'd be around 10,000 years old, but... Oh. I'm getting more nervous each time I read one of these. As in person. Ah. Elven races. Elves are a species, as a species, are very diverse, with many having vastly different traits from each other. These sub-races of elves include wood elves, dark elves, sea elves, and Eldarin, which will be the topic of this book. The second in the series exploring the intricacies of elven people. It means maybe this person was part of the group who was going out to share more information. Keep in mind, this dive into various elven races and generalization of our people and may vary from person to person. All people are different and unique, these are just common observations of each type of elf. Wood elves, sometimes known as copper elves, are the most common species of elves in the world, identifiable from their coppery skins, hence the... Sorry, I can't read some of these words. And green, brown or hazel eyes and dark hair. These elves are accustomed to our harsh and naturalistic lifestyle, usually living nomadic lives or settling deep within forests. Due to their foraging lifestyle, they are typically stronger than other elves and prefer using bows as weapons, as they are better for hunting. Generally, very kind-hearted wood elves will happily share a meal with a stranger, ask nothing in return. They enjoy music, dancing, and travelling, often seeing their companies as family if they aren't already. They were the first elves to branch out from the elven society and attempt to interact with other races, though still hesitant of most humans as all magical races are. We all know from how Jay's kind of magical races, but it's okay. Dark elves, alternatively called drow, deep elves or night elves, have faced much discrimination due to their foul attitude. Typically shorter and thinner than other elves, with defined and attractive features, they easily stood out in the crowd. Not they are likely to be in one. Their eyes, commonly red in colour, develop to see the darkest spaces. Such they are very sensitive to light, most drow preferring to reside underground to do this. They're better now, but I guess not every magical creature's doing well with humans, but as a collective, I guess they're doing better, which is good. We've had no complex situations in the valleys so far of anybody, but there's still time. Their skin ranges from dark shades of reds, blues, and purples to near onyx, usually depending on how close to the surface they contrast their hair. Very light and fair, white, silver, pale yellow, grey, and lilac, as some commonly seen colours on a drow. Very particles are just getting a drink of water. Possessing a more analytical mindset, drow can often focus solely on logic and tend to disregard emotion in any situation. Okay, particles. Yeah, remember to stay hydrated as well, particles. Even though I'm the one reading, your brain needs that water as well. So, the wood elves and the dark elves seem to be very just polar opposites, where wood elves like to be talkative and communicative, whereas dark elves do not are not the biggest fan of people. Leading to a blunt personality and less than stellar reputation, most drow devoutly worship the goddess of the night throughout, thought to be a sign of penance as they rail to the sky. Sea elves, speaking of hydration, you are right, little particle. As the name suggests, sea elves, aka aquatic elves, are elves adapted to reside within the ocean, being able to breathe both underwater and on land. They must return to the water eventually. These elves are known for their blue-tinted striped thick skin and ocean colour eyes. Sea elves prefer a quiet life of solitude or quaint hamlets of close families. They do not trust easily, nor do they take kindly to people fishing near their homes without asking. However, they do hold a curious nature and love to learn of both the land and sea. Yeah, one of the new people, was it Katie, her name? It's one of the two of Katie and Mars. I know they arrived here together, but I cannot remember fully which one was the sea elf. I believe it was Katie though. Remembering like Katie's appearance. Because if I remember, they wore a sea-coloured dress. But my memory, just hearing them, it's kind of hard to remember sometimes. I saw them a bit, but I did not see them long. That's my thing. I wonder if they do. Most elves reside within the precincts of Oceania Talara. As you can imagine, they are very devout to the god of water. It makes sense. As their god is also lords over music, they have a passion for song that often gets the mistake of sirens or mermaids, which they would find offensive if not for the fact they're being compared to the literal children of the god they worship, Eldarin. The most elusive of the elves are the Eldarin. The most arcane inclined of the elves, Eldarin are thought to be the original elves who were born from Stardust, which is the god of creation weaved with the water and the earth. Their eyes were most commonly green, blue or gold, with purple appearing in rare cases. Their hair is commonly white, silver or pale golden colour. Eldarin are the most magically inclined of the races, being more in tune with its flow than others, though they are still they favour nature-based magics. They are incredibly graceful, intelligent and agile, with a heavy preference for sword combat, crafting personalised curved blades for their warriors. Some Eldarin are thought to be stuck up, however that is largely a result of most of them being royalty or of noble descent. They also have a strong connection to the stars, finding strength under their light and often asking them for guidance. Some worship the night goddess, while others look to individual stars for their answers. Believing them to be our ancestors returned to their true forms. Despite their differences, all elves are often mistaken for Fae, especially Eldarin, as they have the longest ears of the elves, and their devotion to the stars often gets them confused for Fae of the Night Court. The main difference between the two species is the size of their ears, their culture, and the fae's endless affinity for the magical arts. So, particles. If you didn't know, I am a half Eldardan elf, particularly. I think it'd be nice to try and build this up if finding out it's potentially part from the elves somewhere, wherever they may be. But saw another set of stairs. It might be the reason my name is nicknamed Stardust. I mean, Karma used to call me Little Pearl, so there might be a deeper meaning of why my nickname has changed. Well, Jay calls me Stardust now. I think kinda after she learnt my name wasn't Little Pearl after, even though it's what Karma calls me. It seems like this is literally the only way to be, well, where to be, and the only place we can go. So Memoir 1? It's been not but a few days since my companions and I arrived in Mythrill Valley. I've been left the city to allow her to build better relations with other magical races within the world, seeing as our discussion with the End people produced less than no ideal results. No thanks to that uptight and self-important philosopher. It seemed only fitting that we attempt to establish positive contact with species in our own world. Many of my companions see this valley as a unique opportunity, a new land of potential. For with many different creatures, all working together in this relative harmony, I can't say I'm a fan of the deities hailed here. Knowing so little about them doesn't ease my worries. However, I will concede that this place is teeming with possibilities. One such possibility is discovering the true reason for the unrest between the End and my people. The few Endermen here seem friendly enough, though I doubt most of them know of the disrest in their motherland. However, any knowledge I can gather I will take, happily. Outside of this pursuit, I will be aiding my brethren in establishing home settlements throughout the valley, as some of them wish to reside outside the harbour as well as this. I have begun creating a new book series of my kind, hoping to gain favour with other beings in this world by sharing our culture. Even if the results in failure, at least I would have created a memento for the future. There's no telling what will change in eternity. So these elves, he does. He writes a lot, and I have a feeling there's gonna be more buildings to find. I do find it a little funny what he writes about the End, though, I will say. It makes me laugh still a little bit. I mean, a store? I'm guessing so. Or Urstor? Urstor. It's a nice name either way. He has a lovely name. Urstor, wherever you may be, my friend. You've got a nice name. Just saying. Respectfully.